What we have today is it's a freezer at a sandwich shop, and it's running a little bit too warm. So 12 above. We want to get down 10 below. So I'm going to put my gauges on it, and I'm going to change the dryer. Also, I'm going to change the sight glass because I don't know, it's fogged over, you just can't see inside of it. So that's what I got to get started on.
Here's a problem I'm finding is see the valve is frosted from here down, and the coil is not frosted at all. It's only, you can see it's frosted on the first rung there. This is a pretty typical sign that the expansion valve is not feeding the whole coil evenly. You have the first rung is frosted and the rest is dry. So we'll be adjusting that valve. The valve's been here a little while.
There's something else too. My superheat is 53. Head pressure is 300 and it's overcharged, the system. Okay. Okay, that's the old dryer filter. I'm gonna put a new one on. It hasn't been changed since I think it's 2003. It's time for a new one. This is a Emerson, and this is a Sporlan. Okay, well. And a little dab. Got to make sure that copper washer stays in there. And you put this on sparingly. This is leak lock. Good old leak. Been around forever. Gotta put it on sparingly, carefully. And I use Teflon tape just to be redundant so I don't have a Freon leak. Now the dot in the old sight glass looked green, but what I'm concerned about is when the system gets old, you get waxes in it, and that's why I'm changing this filter. This filter is good for removing waxes. Now you got to put the arrow is in the direction of the sight glass. I mean, sight glass always goes after the filter, right? It should always go after the filter. That's just kind of rule of thumb. Make sure the copper washer was in there. Put the cap back on the leak lock. want to tighten, make sure you don't have a leak. Okay, nice and tight. Okay, Teflon tape back on the tool pouch. Okay, I've got my probes hooked up on around the expansion valve and the outlet of the coil, inlet and outlet. And my temperature of the coil itself, across the coil, the tubing, I have a 30-degree delta T on it. It should be like 1. So that's, the valve is restricted pretty seriously. So I have to adjust that. The valve was installed in 2004, so it's been a lot of years. The valve, the springs lose their spring tension in time, the bellows lose spring tension, so they get out of adjustment. And this is a good standard case, so we're gonna have a little fun adjusting this guy now. Adjustments right here. Clockwise increases, counterclockwise decreases. The superheat on the gauge is reading 54. So let's say it's about time. So I'm going to open the valve up. Let's see what that does. adjusted and brought it down to 22, so I have to adjust it some more. Okay, I adjusted it a little bit more. It's dropping slowly. It's coming down. What I did was I went counterclockwise on the expansion valve. It's dropping, it's starting to drop there. Head pressure, suction pressure. My evaporator's at 0, needs to be lower than that. Put a new dryer in it, I put the date on it, my name, so I remember when it was done. Other people have been working on this and marking up as they went along. That's good. This compressor is a 404 compressor. The system was originally R12 low temp, but over the years it got changed over to 404. New expansion valve, only back in 2004. I'm down to 8. I have to give it a little bit more time. That's dropping. We're getting close to where we want to be. I may have to go clockwise a little bit. And this is the difference between the inlet and outlet tubing on the evaporator coil. And for a freezer, I go for 1 to 3 degrees. Right now the system's not below 0, it's like 10 above in there. Okay, the valve is opening and closing, hunting a little bit. So I still have to go another turn or so. We'll see how high it goes up to. Delta T on the evaporator coil is 2. I wanted between 1 and 3, and that's perfect. 2.7, I'm good with that. And it's not hunting very much, it's very minimal. It's pretty steady. So I'm happy with the valve. My air temperature difference, the Delta T on before and after the evaporator, the air, it's around 4 or 5 degrees, and it's a freezer, so that's okay. My air coming into the evaporator, I'm down to 8 degrees inside the cooler right now, in the freezer right now. The temperature is dropping. It was 20 when I got here before, and it'll take it's a small 1/2 horsepower system, so it's going to take a long time to come down. And my 30 and 241 and 16 degree superheat right now, and that'll drop. That's it for today, guys. Later.